Welcome back to the WDS Originals YouTube channel. My name's Jason and this is Adil's E36. Now those of you that have been watching the last few episodes will know that we've recently rebuilt this M50 turbo engine that is in this car. And in today's video, we're going to be doing our last few final checks and heading to the dyno. Now those of you that have been following this 3-week build will know exactly the number we're chasing, which is that big 1000 horsepower. And a little bit later on in today's video, we're going to find out just what this car pulled and how close we were to that target. So be sure to stick around and enjoy today's video. And of course, if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, do us a favour and hit that subscribe button. But for now, let's jump straight in. Now before we get to the dyno, we actually need to heat cycle this engine, which involves taking this car up the road and getting it fully up to temperature. Once we've done this, we can then retorque those head studs and then everything is set, ready to go for the dyno. So as you can see here, Adil's taking the car out the garage and we're going to be sending this car up the road for the very first time since building this engine. I'm sat in the passenger seat with the laptop, making sure that all the parameters are spot on, whilst Adil focuses on driving. A couple of speed bumps and then it's a sort of main 40-50 mile an hour road, which you're all good to do some testings, you know? Yeah, exactly. Just maybe put a gap in if I were you, I'd just let that car go. Speed bump coming up. So after this bend it opens up a bit. Yeah, that gets up the road. Oh man, that's good. I mean, oil pressure is good the whole time then as well, man, so love it. He's a happy boy, I see the smile. Experience it, yeah. Second gear, that one, the third, what's he going with? Jesus Christ! And after that exhilarating first drive, and a little bit of reminiscing over the time that both Adil and I had M50 turbos together, it was time to get this car back in the garage. Now seeing as I was quite upset and missing my M50 turbo, Adil gave me the pleasure of driving his into the garage. It's not quite a full experience, but I'll take it. So what we now need to do is get this car up in the air, make sure that there's no leaks, everything's all good, and retorque those head studs ready for the dyno. Then this car can be fully beat on, knowing full well that everything's good. Adil took control of the laptop and just double checked the logs, making sure that everything was all good and double checking that I didn't miss anything from the passenger seat whilst being thrown around and enjoying the excitement. Next then came the inspection. We needed to make sure that this car wasn't leaking any fluids and that everything was all good, ready for that dyno. But we also needed to retorque those head studs as the ARPs need a full heat cycle, as we mentioned earlier. Now obviously this car is very hot at the moment, so we let this thing cool down whilst working on my V10 E92 M3, which again is documented on the channel if you want to go and check that out. Now we're back to Adil's car, where we're going to start retorquing these head studs. We've got to remove the coil packs, off comes the breathers, and then off comes that rocker cover. With that rocker cover now out of the way, we can see inside, and with a 12-sided socket, we can actually gain access to the head studs, even with the cams in place. So, using a torque wrench and the specific pattern required, Adil cracked on, torquing this to spec. Job done. With this now done, it was time to quickly reassemble and get this car loaded on the trailer, ready for the dyno. So, as you can see, a bit of teamwork makes the dream work, and Adil and I had this car back together in absolutely no time. Get that ASMR.
toothbrush.
And just like that, it was back together, fully checked over, and ready for the dyno tomorrow. And whilst I went and got the trailer, Adil did some spring cleaning, as this car was actually booked in for an MOT that afternoon. And as always, a huge shout out to Just MOTs for always looking after mine and my friends' builds, even with such short notice. So with this car now safely at Protuner, Greg was able to start getting this ready for the tuning process that was about to happen. Now Greg from Protuner is highly regarded as one of the best mappers in the UK, and obviously likes to take his time and go through things meticulously, and also likes to get what the owner wants from their car. And Adil simply wants this car to be reliable. So after a little bit of tuning from Greg, here comes the first pull. Now do bear in mind that this is a hub dyno, so this figure is the power at the wheels, known as wheel horsepower. Now the conventional measuring for brake horsepower is done at the flywheel, which is what this calculation is here. And over the next couple of hours, Greg spent quite a lot of time fine-tuning the low boost settings. Then it was time to get onto the high boost and also introduce ethanol. Now first up, that high boost, which is only 1.5 bar of boost. This thing is definitely capable of more boost, but at the same time, we want this thing to be reliable so that Adil can enjoy it and not blow it up again. So on pump fuel, on high boost, this thing made 750 horsepower previously, but it's now making 731 horsepower on a much more conservative map. Next up came the ethanol. Now in the UK, we don't get E85 on pump, so we have to make our own concoction. As you can see, we're pouring the ethanol straight in the fuel tank, which is then going to mix, and using the onboard link sensors, it will work out the ethanol content and change the map accordingly. Now obviously Greg needs to program this, so we're putting in the amount of ethanol that Greg wants us to put in. And this particular mix equated to around about E60. Greg then put us to work, and as you can see, Adil's checking the voltage to the fuel pump relay, as this is going to demand a lot more load. And believe me, when I say that's loud, that is ridiculously loud. Now unfortunately at this point here, I had to pop outside and take an important phone call. However, Adil got to witness his car on ethanol pull 1.8 bar of boost. And as I walked back in the unit, Greg was sorting out a few things like the rotational idle and a few of Adil's requests, but this car had just pulled just over 660 wheel horsepower. Now that's the equivalent of almost 800 brake horsepower at the crank, which is a whopping figure for an E36. Now this thing is definitely capable of a lot more, with more ethanol and also more boost. But the main aim of today was reliability.
All good? Yeah, perfect.
And after confirming all was good, it was time to reinstall the front bumper, remove the dyno, and get those wheels back on the car. This meant Adil could then drive it out of Greg's workshop and put it straight back on my trailer. Now unfortunately Adil didn't have the pleasure of driving this car home, purely because the weather was just so bad. 800 horsepower with semi-slick tyres probably isn't the best idea. So we loaded up and set off on the long journey home in the miserable weather. Now the further south we went, the weather seemed to get better. And when we eventually got back towards Adil's, we unloaded his car at a local superstore so that he could enjoy the last few miles of the journey back to his house in his freshly built and freshly mapped E36. Now of course, if you guys have enjoyed the content on this car over the last couple of weeks, please don't forget to like the video and obviously drop a comment down below with anything else you want to see. Of course, thanks for watching and I look forward to seeing you soon.